Hi everyone, I hope you're having a good day. My name's Kate and what's in the garden today is bulb planting. But we're not going to plant them directly into the garden. We're going to plant them into containers with staggered flowering so that we have an entire season of flowers in one container. I have two 12-inch pots and one 6-inch pot for my bulbs. And I made sure they were nice and deep so there would be enough depth for tulips. The first thing I did was measure down from the top of the pot and marked the planting depths for each bulb with a marker on the inside of the pot. Now I can add the right amount of potting mix without having to eyeball the depths. So the bottom layer at a 6-inch depth is tulips for late spring along with summer snowflake, which I thought were very cute. The varieties I chose were Jumbo Beauty, Licorice Twist, Sweet English Rose Tulips, and Summer Snowflake. An important note is tulips don't all flower at the same time, so I made sure to choose ones marked as late spring flowering. I arranged them in the pots, put the tall tulips in the back and the shorter summer snowflake at the front, and I've completely ignored the recommended spacing for these containers. I want them to look really full and lush, so I've really packed them in. My only requirement was that they not touch. I'm also fudging the planting depth on the summer snowflake. The label says they should be planted slightly shallower, but we need that space for other bulbs, so I'm sure the summer snowflake will figure it out. Now we can move to the next layer. I added more potting mix, and in this middle layer at a 4-inch depth is daffodils and grape hyacinth. I chose mini daffs, which I thought were very cute, and from the picture I think they're going to be multi-flowering stems, which should make the containers look really full. And when I chose these bulbs, I made sure they were labeled as mid-spring flowering to get the timing right. The varieties I chose were Yellow Ocean, Minnow, and Grape Hyacinth. If you end up buying potting mix for this, make sure to choose an outdoor potting mix, or at least a general all-purpose potting mix. Outdoor potting mix has more nutrition than indoor potting mix, and I'm putting a lot of bulbs in these containers to fight over those nutrients. I put the tall daffs at the back and the shorter grape hyacinth at the front. Like the summer snowflake, the grape hyacinth would prefer a shallower planting, but we need that space too. I added more potting mix. This will be the top layer at a 2-inch depth. This layer will be mixed crocuses. I picked out 2 bags of mixed crocus. They're labeled as early spring flowering. They should all be the same height, but I think one will have bigger flowers, so we'll have to see. The varieties I chose were large flowering mix and botanical mix. I always hear you need more plants for an area than you think, and this is no exception. I really thought I'd have extra to plant out in a few garden beds. I did not. I used them all except 2 tulip bulbs. But at least I found them on sale for 50% off at a local garden shop. By the way, this is a great time of year to get more for your money, whether it's bulbs or otherwise. And make sure to check clearance sections. You might find out-of-season perennials for a great price. I spaced the crocus out evenly and covered them with more potting mix. There's no rain in the forecast, so I'll give them a water and keep them in a bit of a sheltered spot. I have high hopes for these containers. I really want them to turn out well, but we'll have to wait for them to sprout. Okay, this is rapidly turning into night gardening, even though it's just after 5 p.m. So for now, thanks, and I'll see you next time.